What's going on, legends? Here to talk about another something. My motto is hit record and start yapping. So here we are, you know. Man, we need to just muscle on, you know what I mean? If you have a goal to lose weight or to build muscle, whatever that is, you know, to do with fitness, you gotta keep muscling on. You gotta keep muscling on. You know, people are gonna talk, you know, you're gonna get angry about shit. There's probably plenty of things that you're angry about in your life. I know I have been, you know. There's always gonna be something to be angry about. You know, people have hurt you in the past. Maybe an ex-girlfriend broke up with you, or maybe you broke up with an ex-girlfriend. Maybe a girl cheated on you or something like that. Something's gonna make you angry. But, you know, take it from me, yeah. I was a big guy, and I made a huge weight loss transformation. Like I went from 135 kilos to having abs, and that was the greatest comeback in history. It was the greatest glow up that I'd ever had. So if you ever want to get revenge on somebody, anybody, the best way to do it is to do it with your own progress, is to be happy, not to hurt them back, but to use that hurt to transform that hurt, right? To transform that anger and put it into yourself, to put it into your health, to put it into your fitness. There's no greater feeling than that. There's no greater feeling knowing you could have been as petty as some people, and you could have stooped to a low that other people have when they hurt you in the past. But instead you chose to use that anger to fuel your goals. Trust me, there's no better feeling in the world. There's no better feeling in the world. Okay, little story. At work, I've been on a night shift for a long time, and I've seemed to have made some friends along the way, but I also made some quote unquote enemies, you know. Like, I've had some people on that shift that just didn't like me, and we had a new supervisor started, and it was the worst, man. Like, I don't know what it is about certain people, but I just can't take authority from certain people, you know. And this one supervisor, he was so, like, I don't know, just so out to get me. It felt like, no matter what, I don't want to go too much into it, you know, but this guy was just trying to get me out, you know, like, whether it was in trouble, but he just wanted me to follow his orders, you know. Like, he wanted me to succumb to his authority, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, no matter what. There's certain people. Look, I haven't got a problem with other people having authority. Like this one person, you know. There's just certain people in the world that I can't do it for, you know. Like, if there's no mutual respect, I can't look at you as an authority figure. I don't know what that is, you know. Call me weird, but it's just how it is, you know. I know the world doesn't owe me anything, but yeah, I just, if somebody doesn't respect me as a person, or just speaks to me like crap, I can't respect that person as an authority figure. And you know, I played my cards wrong and right, you know, but I'm getting transferred over to a different shift now, and I know that's going to be better for me in the long run. I can already tell with my sleep is getting better. You know, I know I'm going to get better sleep, and just overall, I know that guy is going to be on night shift, and he's going to be sleeping in the day and working in the night, and I'm going to be sleeping in the nighttime, waking up super early, 4 o'clock in the morning, man. Like, there's actually no better thing, than waking up early in the morning, getting your gym done, and then doing work late at night, slugging it out, coming home, and then just falling asleep on the pillow. That's how I see proper regime is. And like, I'm just gonna let my results prove itself, because I know this guy's probably gonna think he won, he got me out of this shift, that he's the boss, and he ended up giving up, but ultimately, this regime that I'm on, this new regime, filming YouTube, talking to the camera, and showing people how it's going to be done, motivating people, you're going to see my face. You're going to see my face, you're going to see my body, you're going to see in everything the results that are going to come from really knuckling down on this regime, from really taking it seriously, from the better sleep, everything, and so are my colleagues. Every time they come in for the night shift and I'm leaving to go home to go sleep, they're going to see it, man. They're going to see how much happier I'm going to be, how much more fit I'm looking, how much better in the face, that I'm losing weight. I've seen it all before, man. Like, people were shocked to see me when I lost 55 kilos, and some people saw me, they're like, I don't even recognize you. It's just incredible. You look really good. Like, when I was losing weight and I lost that big amount of weight, man, some of the compliments that I got from my friends and my family, were crazy. Like, I remember this one time, this girl came up to me, and she's like, hadn't seen me for a few weeks, and I'd lost like maybe 5-6 kilos. And she looked at me and she's like, you look good. And I'm like, thank you. She's like, no, really, you look really good. Like, strange. Like, she was just like really suspicious of, like, you look really good. Like, I don't get it. Like, some people just can't understand it, like, they can't understand it. Like, and you can tell when somebody's like secure within themselves, even if they're not the best looking person, or maybe they haven't achieved the goals that they have, but you can tell when somebody's secure in themselves when they can say that, and you can tell when people aren't secure within themselves, because you'll see the looks in people's faces, like when you get the people that just want to see you fail, right? When you get complimented in front of them, I know what it feels like, because I've been there. It burns. It burns when you don't like a person and you see that they're just doing well and they're achieving all their goals. Like, it's a different type of submission. You have to face yourself, like, you have to face your own insecurities. It gets put right in your face, and that's why people act up. That's why people act up when you start doing good. This is why I say you got to keep your goals secret. You can't be telling everybody that you're starting gym and you're going to lose weight and stuff like that, because it invites people to criticize you. Your family and your friends, a lot of them, they're not going to want to see you succeed in these goals. It's not because they hate you, but it's because it's going to put up a mirror in front of them. When they can see physical things happening, when they see you're taking initiative in your own life, you become a mirror. When they see you and they know that you're doing these things, all they can see is the things that they're not doing for themselves. You become an enemy to their insecurities. And that's why people get defensive. That's why people start to criticize. They'll start to say things like, you don't even need to lose weight. Why are you even eating healthy? Like, you're at a good weight. Like, I don't even understand why you're doing this stuff, like, you might get anorexic, you might lose so much weight that it's unhealthy. I don't think it's healthy. Maybe you should see a doctor, like, and ask them if this is the right decision, like, they'll come up with all these different things because it's their insecurities coming out. Let me know if this has happened to you. It's happened to me plenty of times. Or then there's the other side of things where people praise you, right? Which can be equally as bad to your goals. They'll say, oh, that's awesome, you know, like they'll be just as ecstatic, they'll become inspired, you know, and all of that praise gives you that good feeling, gives you the dopamine that your brain's looking for. It gives you that feel good hit, you know, especially when you're inviting that all the time, when you're telling people, you know, that you're losing weight, that people are like, oh, you know, I'm proud of you, you know, it's really good. It can be a hit or miss. It could be criticism or it can be praise. But praise, ultimately, when you start feeling that praise, you get that dopamine hit, you know, and then you say, oh, you know, like, I've done such a good job lately. You start thinking to yourself, I've done such a good job. I'm looking good. These compliments, you know, people are complimenting me. And then you stop at a shop and you start buying some things that you shouldn't be eating. You know, some chocolate or some donuts and ice cream and all that good stuff that's just going to ruin your goals. It's not going to make you fat immediately, but it's going to affect when you start eating that crap, it's going to affect how you feel, okay? And then you're not going to want to get into the gym. And you're not going to want to eat healthy because in your brain, right, your brain's going to get the withdrawals from the sugar and you're going to spike your insulin, and then you're going to have those insulin crashes. And then everything, when you stop feeling good, okay, it all ends. It all goes downhill. Trust me, I've been down this road before so many times. You lower, okay, you lower your inhibitions just for a little bit, okay? You let the enemy in for just a second, all right? He's going to come kill, steal, and destroy everything that you've been working towards. And that's why you can't invite praise in. You can't be telling people what you're doing. You can't tell people that you're going to the gym. Don't invite that praise in. If people start noticing with that, you know, if you go into work and people be like, oh, you know, you're starting to go to the gym, you look great. You don't have to lie to them. You can say, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing a little bit of exercise. You know, thanks. And move on from the subject. You know, move on from the subject. Just cut it short. You don't need to hear it. It's like, thank you, all good, you know. Just show them that you don't want to talk about that, you know, like, and just move on from the subject. Because, you know, you get too much into that, you start trying to become a public speaker and start trying to motivate them into their goals. You're going to feel like you've already achieved yours. Now you're some sort of authority that can speak on these things. You don't want to activate those feelings within your brain. You don't want to tell your brain that you've achieved those goals. Okay? You want to achieve them first. So stay on the grind, man. Love that pain. Love that grind. You know, love the fact that you're eating less. Say no to the donut. When somebody says you want a donut, say fuck off. No, get away from me. I don't want a donut. You know, say no to the donut. Say no to the praise. Say no to the criticism. Okay, don't go telling people your goals. Let your results speak for itself. You don't need to speak. Hush it. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Do the work, and watch the results speak. It's going to speak in every cell of your body. You won't need to say a thing. I promise you. All right. So I know I said in the last video that I'd be giving a regime, but I'm not in the position to do that. I might do that tonight or tomorrow afternoon. Just thought I'd come on and do something, you know, like just for the daily posts, you know, keeping at it. And yeah, hopefully this has spoken to you in some sort of way. Leave a comment, say hello, you know, if this has inspired you. And yeah, stay on the grind. Let your results speak for itself. Peace out, baby.